In this video, we'll be taking a look at two NFL games happening on October 20th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 4 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these two NFL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus Detroit Lions. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have made a strong case as the NFL's top team through 5 weeks. Their edge comes from quarterback Baker Mayfield and a deep, dependable group of wide receivers. That passing attack ranks among the league's top 10 and drives an offense averaging 27.5 points per game, 6th overall. Mayfield has been near flawless, sitting 4th in total yards with 1,539 and tied for 3rd with 12 touchdowns. Heading into Week 7, he has thrown only 1 interception. Running back Bucky Irving is doubtful for Monday night, and the ground game lags behind, ranking 20th in rushing yards per game. Yet Tampa compensates with one of the league's stingiest run defenses, limiting opponents to 3.7 yards per carry and 88.5 rushing yards per game, 5th overall. With veterans anchoring key positions and strong cohesion across units, the Buccaneers stand as early contenders for a deep postseason run, and their success appears earned, not lucky. Still, this matchup presents challenges. The betting line continues to swing toward the home team, and that direction makes sense. Detroit took a hit at Arrowhead last week, a fate shared by many, but the Lions remain dominant at home. Since the start of the 2023 season, they have averaged an astonishing 34 points per game at Ford Field, where they've already scored 52 and 34 in 2 outings this year. Tampa's run defense is stout, but their secondary shows weakness. They sit 26th in yards allowed per pass and 21st in passing yards surrendered per game. Their strongest defensive showings have come against teams struggling through the air, such as Philadelphia, Houston, and the Jets. Detroit's offense, on the other hand, is explosive. They average 31.2 points per game and rank 2nd in points per play, showing a rhythm few can match. Though injuries linger on their defense, they remain one of the league's most dangerous offensive groups, especially at home. The Lions also enter this game motivated after a loss, while Tampa arrives confident, perhaps overly so. That mix sets up a compelling contest, especially given the contrasts in both units' strengths and weaknesses. As our first pick for this matchup, the Detroit Lions to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Detroit's defense finds itself stretched thin, with Terrion Arnold sidelined and depth issues across both the cornerback and safety positions. Their secondary is vulnerable. The situation worsens with Brian Branch suspended after an altercation following the Kansas City game. That absence gives Mayfield and Tampa's potent offense, already top 10 across most major categories and averaging 27.5 points per game, room to exploit openings. Playing indoors against an injury-depleted defense, the Buccaneers are well positioned to move the ball efficiently. On the opposite sideline, Detroit's offense draws a favorable setup. Both teams rank inside the top 12 in sacks, capable of applying steady pressure, yet each offense has proven adaptable under fire. Tampa's defense excels against the run, but the Lions have generated 286 rushing yards in 2 home games, powered by one of the league's best backfield duos. After being limited to just 17 points in Kansas City, Detroit now benefits from extended preparation and familiar conditions at home. Jared Goff and Jahmyr Gibbs should find their rhythm early. Both teams have played excellent football this season. The Lions remain undefeated at home, and the Buccaneers unbeaten on the road. Their recent matchups have been balanced, showing no clear dominance from either side. Offensively, both units have delivered high-scoring performances, combining for a 7-2-0 record to the over in their last 9 games. Together, they average 57.3 points per game, ranking 2nd and 6th in scoring. Given that consistency, it is difficult to expect a quiet outing here. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Houston Texans versus Seattle Seahawks. The Houston Texans entered their bye week on a much-needed high note. Their wins came under favorable circumstances, first handling the Titans at home, a team that might be the weakest in the league, and then dominating the Ravens despite playing a short-handed opponent. Still, C.J. Stroud and the offense did exactly what good teams do: take advantage of opportunity and execute. They won both games decisively, showing command on both sides of the ball. Against Baltimore, the Texans revealed an offensive spark that had been missing most of the season. Stroud threw 4 touchdowns, and the offense piled up 417 total yards and 27 first downs, effectively dismantling what remained of the Ravens' defense. Houston's defense has been the steady anchor all season. They lead the NFL in opponent points per game at 12.2 and now enter this matchup refreshed after 2 weeks of rest. Health is finally on their side, which gives them a chance to be even more disruptive. Traveling to the Pacific Northwest is never simple, but 2 weeks of preparation under first-year offensive coordinator Nick Caley should provide fresh looks and sharper execution against a tough Seattle defense. Seattle, meanwhile, put together one of its most impressive performances of the season in Jacksonville. After a narrow home loss to Tampa Bay in Week 5, they bounced back and held the Jaguars to only 273 total yards and 17 first downs. Their defensive control was clear. Jacksonville averaged just 4 yards per play. Perhaps most notable, Trevor Lawrence was sacked 7 times after entering the game as one of the most protected quarterbacks in football. Sam Darnold deserves mention for steadying this Seattle team. He ranks among the top 3 in most passing categories and leads a passing offense that averages 9.5 yards per attempt, the best mark in the league. The run game, however, continues to lag, sitting 28th in yards per carry. The Seahawks earned a strong road win last week and have now taken 4 of their last 5, improving to a 4-1-0 stretch. Their offensive rhythm has been consistent, but this week they meet a Houston defense that has been among the most disciplined in football. The Texans, on their own 2-game streak, have scored 70 total points in those wins. Coming off a bye, they should be rested and confident. The key will be whether Stroud can replicate his Baltimore performance against a faster, more physical defense. Houston's defense is capable of keeping them competitive, but their young quarterback still has more to prove in challenging environments. This setup presents an intriguing clash between 2 rising teams with very different strengths. As our first pick for this matchup, the Seattle Seahawks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The total for this game sits lower than one might expect, even after Houston's offensive surge in Baltimore. The Texans' defense deserves much of that respect. They hold top 5 ranks in opponent points, yards, and efficiency, giving up little through either the air or on the ground. Against Seattle, they will need that same elite discipline, particularly in coverage. Darnold has been explosive despite Seattle throwing less often than any other team in the league, with passes on only 50.29% of plays. It's a clear strength versus strength matchup. Seattle's passing attack against a Houston defense that limits opponents to just 6.3 yards per pass and collects interceptions on 3.27% of attempts. On the ground, Seattle could struggle. Houston allows only 3.9 yards per rush, 9th best in the NFL. On the flip side, Stroud faces one of the toughest defensive fronts he's seen this season. Seattle sacks opposing quarterbacks on 8.1% of dropbacks and ranks even higher than Houston against the run, limiting opponents to just 3.3 yards per carry. That pressure could make Houston's offensive rhythm difficult to sustain. Weather adds another layer. Rain is expected across several days leading into Monday night, leaving the field slick and slow. That favors defenses and short yardage plays over open field speed. Both teams come in hot. Seattle at 4-1-0 in its last 5 and Houston with 2 straight wins, and both rank among the league's best in scoring prevention. Combined, they allow only 31.7 points per game, with a collective 6-2-0 record to the under in their last 8 outings. It sets up for a physical, low-scoring affair driven by pressure and field position. While turnovers could tilt the total if either defense creates short fields, it is difficult to see this matchup pushing beyond the 40-point mark. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.